back to Insanity Check. This is yet another mini prehistoric version of the Insanity Check show. That's his beak.
Yeah.
I am Ken, of course.
And I'm
Skillet
Skillet
Sauce.
Sauce. I actually got a shirt on that says Skillet Sauce today, by the way.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, it says Skillet Sauce on the back. That's kind of fly, right? I'm moving up in the world.
Sadly, you won't see it.
Yeah, exactly. You won't see it. I'm moving up in the world. Actually, before the show goes off, I'm going to spin around and, do the old. Who used to do that? What are the wrestlers? It was all. Was it who was it? Canyon? Who's better than me? No, Rob Van Dam.
Oh, right.
Rob Van Dam. Yeah, that's right. So I'm gonna do that, man. You know what you should also put up here, man? Because I wanted to talk about, we wanted to do a segment, I always say begging for death, and he seems to like watching these videos of these stupid people doing dumb shit, destroying themselves. I mean, I don't seek that out. I'll watch it if I see it, but we should have a begging for death segment. And I just thought about, the big mistake that Ray raised, the whole we did on our previous show. You remember Extreme Prejudice? At the end when the guy was telling Nick Nolte's character, that, hey, man, maybe you should look the other way while we come near the fence across the border. We can help each other out. Nick Nolte said, I already did you a favor. And the guy said, big mistake, I'm telling you. You should have that piece there, at least that audio, man. You'll see, he's good with this editing shit to integrate that in, man. Big mistake, I'm telling you. Because I just saw Extreme Prejudice. Great film by Walter Hill back in the 80s. One of the old shoot 'em up joints from the 80s that didn't have any catchy one-liners or anything like that. Just a really tightly made film with Nick Nolte and Powers Booth. Yeah. Extreme Prejudice.
So this story is a little bit old. It was like a week or two ago, but we finally got around to it, and we decided to bring it up because one of the few times at least on this show, we were at odds on this position. Michael Sam, for those of you who don't know, the first openly gay player in the NFL right now, who's not retired. He's actually just starting. He's a rookie. He was drafted by the St. Louis Rams. Tony Dungy, who is a former Colts head coach. He's on
and the first black coach to win the Super Bowl, but he's also like one of them super Christians.
Right. He's well respected in the league because of his moral, upstanding views, blah blah blah. Because he is a Christian. But he also, as a lot of Christians, he doesn't believe in the lifestyle of homosexuality.
And there's passages to support that, right? I haven't read the Bible in so long, but there's passages in the Bible that denounces.
Denounces.
No, actually, it didn't denounce. Oh, yeah, it was like some really deadly shit. Like you got to be extra.
If man layeth with a beast as he does with mankind, both shall be put to death.
Or some shit. Simple. That's some violent shit, man. Unnecessary.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was bestiality. If man layeth with a man as he does with a woman, he too. It's the same shit. You just insert whatever animal that we have to kill.
Oh yeah.
You gotta be an oxen or a man.
Oh yeah,
a gay man. It's the same shit. God wants you to kill. He wants you to kill the gay people. Period. It's in there. So Dungy, although he hasn't talked about killing any homosexuals,
I'm glad of that.
He joined a group, however, in his community that was fighting against same-sex marriage.
Now, was he fighting? Is he opposed to? Because we've spoken about this, and I've had this debate plenty of times. As far as in same-sex marriage, I'm all for people having, a union, be it male to male, female male, female. It doesn't really matter. It's none of my business. And I believe that if you choose to have this person as your life partner, you should be able to have the comfort in knowing that if something should happen to you, your insurance and everything, whatever else will be taken care of with the other person. Now, was his issue strictly because he didn't believe that the two should get together at all, or he didn't believe that it should be a religious thing and it should be done outside of that system?
I personally, now this isn't written anywhere. I'm just guessing. No, let me start with the fact. The fact is that he was against same-sex marriage. He doesn't believe that gay people, homosexuals, should be able to marry because, of course, marriage is a ceremony sanctified by God, and to do it. And again, while I just quoted from the Bible, we have to kill gays according to God. And if we have to kill him, we certainly can't let him get married. This is basically the general opinion of tons and tons and tons of fucking Christians. Do I believe he doesn't want gay people to be even get together? I personally do, because most Christians do. You know, there is just that you just can't do that in this day and age.
So you think he's like all across the board?
Yeah, I personally, I believe he is. Because if you're gonna go and start going to groups where they can't get married, come on, you know. And quite frankly, I think the situation that he got himself in with Michael Sam, to me, proves that, at least if you have to guess one way or the other, that he doesn't believe that gay people should get together at all.
See, I kind of believe that too. You know, with the as far as in my main thing was I just wanted to make sure, because some people's argument was you can get together but just leave the church out of it, because if we're gonna, you can't have it both ways. You can't say, oh, I love this part of the Bible and want to ignore that part of the Bible. You know, so just leave that part out of it. But if he's like seriously like, you're all across the board, I'm just not down with you guys, whatever. You know, that was a. Then it was bad for him to make the comment that he made, but I don't disagree with the comment that he made as far as in taking the role of a general manager. Because what he basically said was, if he were the GM for an NFL franchise right now, he would not take Michael Sam, would not have drafted Michael Sam because of the media attraction. I mean, attraction. I'm so used to that. The media distraction that would follow him. And strictly from a general manager's point of view, and I hope people listen to the context of what I'm saying. No, I have to say, because you know how people go, oh, you fucking homophobe. If you ever seen our show, you shut the fuck up with that, because that's not what we're about. We're not about that. I'm just saying, just from a general manager's point of view, I would worry about Michael Sam, because the type of distraction that the media coming to him and asking about questions, asking the team, it was the same kind of stuff when Michael Vick came out of jail, when Tim Tebow went any place. I'm pretty sure with Johnny Manziel, there's going to be a lot of people, so how is the kid really as wild as they say they are, blah, blah, blah. You know, the media is going to hound everybody to ask a bunch of different questions. My only issue was that if a player were to say, man, I don't feel comfortable with Michael Sam on my team, I'm not into that kind of stuff, man. I don't like that bro on bro stuff, whatever, man. You know, I don't feel comfortable, yo. Fuck that. That dude is off the team. Even though that's his opinion, he's off the team. And so no one distraction is, you know, equal to everyone else. I mean, there's different levels of distractions. Condemning Michael Vick and saying he's a dog-beating savage and all the rest of that shit. There was so many people in the media that said it. Other people's like, I don't want him on my team. I wouldn't want him as my teammate. They really lambasted this dude, tore him apart. Okay, that's your opinion of him. Move on. Same thing with Tebow. Oh, this guy's a fucking whack. Oh, he can't possibly be that pure-hearted or whatever. He's just straight garbage as a player. Whatever they said about Tim Tebow, oh, well, you know, I'm sorry you feel that way. Whatever, that's your opinion. I don't feel you can be critical of Michael Sam in any way, shape, or form without these stupid motherfuckers out there that will not be able to, one, respect you for having an opinion, which does not have to go with everyone else's opinion, and or be able to listen to the topic. Because I'm pretty sure if someone said, man, I don't like that dude, he's a scrub, he can't play, I wouldn't put it past people to go, well, there's other scrubs, you know, why do you got to come at him that way? Is it because he's gay and blah, 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 blah? And I can see players getting into trouble. I can see personnel getting into trouble if they speak about Michael Sam the exact way that they would speak about other players that they may or may not like. And those comments can get your ass fired or get you fined or something else like that. And I would, as strictly from a GM, I can understand how they say, how he would have that opinion that he wouldn't be worth that distraction. And he's not that good. He's not that good. He's not that good of a player,
The last thing you just said right there is the only thing I fucking agree with. Because, now, if you're to asking me, is
strictly
Michael
as a GM, just strictly as a GM.
You've asked me if Michael Sam is worth the potential trouble for his skill. From my understanding and what you said, no, he's not. But let's just say he could be he'll probably make the Pro Bowl, let's say 4 or 5 times in his career. Tony Dungy, listen. Yeah, I hear that, and that's that. If you're a pussy and you're weak, yeah, these things will happen to you.
Yeah,
again, but he's supposed to be the strong man of conviction. He's supposed to be able to deal with that. Look at what Bill Belichick. Look at what Tebow did to the Jets. They're a bunch of idiots, and it wasn't because Tebow was so polarized and all that shit. These dudes didn't know what the fuck they were doing with him as a football player.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Which is what the main issue was. That whole team went to shit because they're morons. Same dude, Tebow, went to fucking the Patriots. What did Belichick do? Shut all that shit down. And cut that motherfucker. Didn't let him make the team. And what could anybody do about it?
Nothing. No. Now listen. If someone were to ask me flat out, do you have a problem with a homosexual, openly gay person in the NFL? No, I do not. I have no problems with it. You are who you are. And I've always said what you decide to do in your bedroom, or in your privacy of your own home or whatever is what you do. Like, I'm not concerned with what people eat for dinner unless, they're inviting me over and they're cooking something that I like. I'm not concerned with what most people do. I mean, I really don't give a damn. It's none of my business. So I do believe, that, and it does, if the player's good enough to make the team. I mean, I would hate that it's not like one of those things with the dude with the Nets who was just a bum, just couldn't play. That was, to me, I think that was just like a marketing thing. But my issue, and it's not even an issue. I think an issue is a different word. I think as a GM, you could do everything that Ken said. Meaning, and this is what I would do. I mean, I'm not necessarily agreeing with all of what Dungy is stating. I'm just saying I can understand how, if I were a GM, how I'd be like, I don't want to deal with that. I can understand that. I'm not saying I necessarily agree with it, but I can understand it. But if I were to draft an openly gay male player at this time of our history, I would tell every person on my team, I would have one big meeting. And I would say, you have, and I give everyone these index cards, and I would say, this is the response that each one of you are going to give whenever anything related to Michael Sam comes up in the form of a question. Say this. And that's all. And I know that would attract even more attention.
But not only it would attract
it would. I know.
But you know what? I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
See, my whole point is that it could be handled.
No,
you might have to deal with some shit.
It can definitely be handled.
Like I said, now, and the reason why Tony Dungy got into big trouble with this shit was because he was one of the 2 or 3 people who was at the forefront fighting for Michael Vick to get back into the league.
Yeah.
Now, again, I had a dog for fucking 10, 12 years. I love my dog. I have no problem with dogs. I like dogs. But my dog is a dog. Yeah, it was fucked up what Michael Vick did. No shit. I mean, again, no one's saying that the shit was cool. But it was a dog. But as we know in this country, people don't give a fuck about that. Since Michael Vick came out of jail, prison, and paid his debt to society, this dude has done nothing wrong. He's fucking worked with the ASPCA. I think he's worked with PETA. He does talks all over the fucking country. Model citizen. And to this very day, he just came to the Jets, and people were fucking bitching and complaining. Yeah. Okay, but I didn't hear Tony Dungy like, yo, I was wrong. I can't stand next to Michael Vick now because no, he's still standing next to him. He doesn't like the fact that this dude is gay.
No, and see, I think the mistake that Tony Dungy made, outside of not having the wherewithal to understand that his previous positions. Well, his position that was previously made available to everyone wouldn't be lumped in with what he was saying, because what he should have done, if I were, once again, just not operating as skillet sauce, operating as a GM, and I had to make a public statement and semi-tell the truth, I would be like, yo, this dude is a bum and is not worth it as a football player. because you're right. Michael Vick's upside was one of the greatest, most unbelievable highlight machines imaginable. If he was fucking Ryan Leaf or one of them other trash flameouts, you know, from back in the days, or I don't know what, Tim Coucher, I don't know the bums that, one of the bums that are around now at the quarterback position, people are like, I don't need to deal with that, but because this guy's upside is so great, fine. If Mike, he should have said something along the line, you know.
Sure, I agree with that, but that's not.
Yeah, but there's almost, yeah, I know, but he, you know, it's weird because I think a lot of these reporters set these guys up and ask them these questions and hope that they hang themselves. That's why, I mean, and the reason we fought is like, I don't think I was able to just make that one thing clear is, yes, I do believe it's possible to coach them up and coach up your whole team, staff, Gatorade dude, the masseuse, everything, everybody. And that's what I would do if I gave a shit about him as a football player. But if I didn't give a shit about him as a football player, I understand what Dungy said.
Again, if this dude's a bum,
I understand.
I totally get that.
Yeah, because
but that, unfortunately, he didn't fucking preface the shit with that.
But now do you? Okay, because I know some people hopefully watch the whole thing. I don't have a problem with gay athletes at all. You know, I don't care. Just play your position. Do what the fuck you got to do. Who you go home with is who you go home with. All I care about is the results on the field. But do you agree with what I said about how people would misconstrue someone's criticisms of Michael Sam and just flip it into, you're a homophobe because you were critical of the dude he blew up?
My whole thing is, again, if you're a strong GM and you have a strong organization, you will make this dude do the crying apology or whatever it is, especially if it's one of your good players.
Now, do you think it's fair that the guy has to make the crying apology?
It's fair. But like we said, you either lie here, you lie here, or you lie
at the end. Yeah.
You're lying somewhere, okay? But it could be done. That's my only point. It could relatively easily be done. Unless this cat's is like, yo, I don't know why this guy's here. I feel like stabbing him in the fucking because he's gay.
Yeah.
Okay, now you have to cut this.
Yeah, the motherfuckers
call the police.
Yeah, call the police and do that shit publicly. You know, they're gonna fucking find the hell out of you and drum you out of the league.
But if it's just like, yo, I'm not comfortable with this guy here. Yeah, I'm bothered by the whole gay thing. You know, he'll have a choice. You get up there and fucking lie and apologize, or we'll suspend you or whatever the fuck.
But it's a sad indicator about our society that you can't have a true, honest opinion. Yo, how do you feel about your new teammate? I don't believe in his lifestyle. I don't roll with that, man. I don't like that. You're fucked. You got to come back and basically say that original statement wasn't who you really are as a person, and make all sorts of fake, you know. So
and come on, and think of that dude from the Eagles. Riley Cooper.
Riley Cooper, yeah.
That motherfucker was screaming out that he'll fight niggas.
Yeah.
You know, he said that shit 3 times.
Yeah, it's like, bring all the niggas.
And I don't think that motherfucker
was rolling up his sleeves.
Did he fucking lose one game?
I don't think he lost one game. He had to go to some kind of counseling or something.
Counseling. You know, you said the N-word. You said what people consider the most vile and hated word.
Yep.
You know, and it wasn't misconstrued. He wasn't singing a rap song. He was saying that shit in a threat of violence.
Yep.
And that motherfucker didn't miss one game.
I mean,
so don't tell me that. I mean, I know you're not telling me that, but that's what I'm saying. Dungy, he's a fucking homophobe.
No, he is a homophobe. He's a homophobe that uses religion to bolster his position on homosexuality. Yeah. That's what it is, and there's no getting around that. But if that same quote came from, let's say, Gruden, who has no past history, if Dungy's quote came from the mouth of John Gruden, and who has no, well, not that I know of, has any past history of publicly opposing same-sex marriages, do you think it would have come across the same way? Because
I think they would have questioned it, but again, if they would have something to juxtapose it, bam, in your face, he would have gotten off, and he would have just said, like, no, what I meant, he would have said, what we've been saying. We're just saying if his talent level doesn't substantiate the problems that, you know, that trouble that you might have to go through, then I wouldn't do it. You know, that's not. But
you do. But he would have to come out and say that.
I'm sure
would
if
have
the thing
to.
is, yes, Cats would be like, what do you mean by that, Gruden?
Gruden, yeah, what the hell you mean by that?
Explain yourself.
And he would have
to carefully choose his words, which Dungy didn't
Yeah,
do.
he didn't.
And get out of this shit.
And see, Dungy fucked himself. You know, he fucked himself and said, without backpedaling anything like that, like I said, as a GM trying to be GM Andre and not GM Skillet Sauce, my real name, I would think, I would have had to put in the fact that as a player, he's not worth it. I would have had to attach football to it.
Yeah.
Specifically put football with it. As a player, this dude is just, because the guy went in the 7th round, right? Mm-hmm. At the 7th round, GMs was talking about that stuff, man. They was talking about that, I go back to that, forget Michael Vick, I go back to the Tebow situation. Tebow's been trying his ass to get back in the NFL, trying to prove that he can throw. And he has to get someone to believe that he can throw, because that dude is box office in the sense that he will still get people in the seats, his jersey will sell everything, but he'll fuck around and lose every game because he sucks. And nobody's willing to even take that upside of more attendance. The Jaguars they needed attendance. And they still wouldn't take this guy because it was like at the end of the day, he is a distraction and he sucks. He sucks. And Dungy, if he weren't fueled by his homophobia, should have had the presence of the mind and wherewithal to attach it strictly to football and all he had to do was put a few more extra words in there.
Hey.
But because it's Michael Sam, I don't think my opinion is there's no easy, clear way to get out of a discussion about the merits of Michael Sam or his play on the field or anything without tiptoeing that line of,
because one thing I do know is not going to happen. They're not going to, if he can't play, he's not going to be on that field. I know that shit.
Oh, yeah.
And not going to put him on there because he's gay and what. No. He's not going to fucking play.
Well, you would hope that they won't do that. I mean, because even the dude on the net, they put him in rubbish time. So.
You're talking about fucking money.
Yeah.
You're talking about money, championships, sponsorships. There's too much money on the line.
Yeah.
And, if they put that dude out there, I'm an offense like, Sam's in. Let's go right at this guy. He's a bum.
He's a bum, yeah. So you're right. But I guess we still differ in the sense that I feel that because you can get fired or fined or whatever else with that despite my personal feelings that a homosexual man can be in the NFL, as a GM right now, I would have to weigh end result to distraction, and I would have to make my determination on that. Me, the human being that sits here before you, I don't give a shit. I don't care. Come on the team. If you could play. But as a GM, I would have to factor in all of those other things. And then also I have to factor in my current roster.
Right. And see, and that's what I was going to say. I can tell you right now, I am still waffling when I'm back as a Jet fan.
Oh,
but
I thought you was going to say you was like, you're thinking about.
But I can tell you right now, if the Jets needed a fucking linebacker, and I knew, like I said, I don't know, I don't watch college ball, so I really don't know for sure what Michael Sam's skill set is. Mm. But let's say I knew that he was a piece of crap, and the Jets chose him just because he was gay, I'd be mad as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
As a mother, because I don't, like you said, I don't give a fuck what you're doing. You just better help my team win.
Yeah.
And if you can't do that, fuck off.
Yep.
My fucking boss, in fact, the last time I worked at a corporation, told me,
what did he tell you?
Advised me to take off my screensaver from my computer. Now, first of all, I was a computer technician. I worked on the server floor, okay? The building took up the full length of a city block, okay? We worked in a closed room. There were 3 other men inside of that room with me. There were maybe 10 other people, mostly men, if not all men, on the whole floor. Okay.
And what kind of serving were y'all doing?
Huh?
I'm just asking you.
And so there was hardly ever a woman that came up in there. But he told me that I should change my screensaver. It's because I had a Playboy up there, King magazine, fucking hardcore porn. No, I had a action shot of Serena Williams when she was wearing her cat suit. And he was like, yo, man. And he was nice about it. He was like, I think you might, just to be on the safe side. To be on the safe side! Take that. You should take that off. I'm like, it's not like it was one of Serena Williams' shots, which I love, where she's naked. It wasn't like she was sitting there with like her legs spread open, even on a way. It was an action shot. She was serving the ball.
Everyone has that one. I still have that one till this day on my phone. I still have that one till this day where her hand was back, and that ass was like, yo. Jesus. And her arm was back. She was like, she was about to bring her arm forward.
And he was like, to be on the safe side, you should take that off. Where the fuck am I? Where the fuck am I?
Yeah. You're in America, man. You're in America. You're in America.
Well, it bees what it bees.
Disgusting.
Some people will fight, some people won't, and that's just how it is. Anyway, y'all, we do another one.
Yep, but hold on a second. Hold on.
Yeah, he has to do this.
Can you see it? I don't know. Can you see it?
Yeah, sit forward a little bit. There you go.
There you go. Look at that.
Yeah, there it is. Rob Van Skillet sauce.
Rob Van Skillet sauce, man. So remember, and to all you kids out there,
fuck you, kids. Anyway, that's our show. We'll be back once again next week, probably with our full complement of people.
Regular crew, yeah.
So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.
Peace.